High atop the seven peaks of the Sesachalam Hills in Andhra Pradesh lies a place where the line between the physical world and the divine completely blurs. The Tirumala Venkateshwara temple is the wealthiest and most visited Hindu shrine in the world. Every day, up to 100,000 devotees climb these arduous hills, waiting for hours, sometimes days, just to catch a fleeting 3-second glimpse of Lord Balaji. But behind the struggling wells, the oceans of crowds, and the golden architecture lies a profound layer of untold history and unexplicable phenomena. These are not just myths whispered by priests. They are documented mysteries that have baffled scientists, historians, and skeptics alike. Today, we journey deep into the sanctum sanctorum to uncover the hidden secrets of Tirupati Balaji. When you look at the majestic idol of Lord Venkateshwara, you are told you are looking at a statue carved from a rare massive black stone. Yet, for the priests who bath and dress him daily, the idol is not stone at all. It exhibits the undeniable traits of living, breathing entity. Tirumala sits at elevation of 3,000 above sea level, where the climate is naturally cool. Inside the thick stone walls of the Garbhagriha, the innermost sanctum, the temperature drops further. Yet, the idol of Lord Balaji consistently maintains a temperature of around 110 Fahrenheit, running a perpetual fever. Even more astonishing, every morning after the holy bath or abhishekam, tiny droplets of moisture appear on the back of the idol. The Lord literally sweats. Priests must frequently use a fine silk cloth to gently tap his back and dry the perspiration. If you were allowed to stand behind the great stone idol and place your ear directly against his broad back, you would not hear the dense silence of stone. Instead, you would hear the distinct roaring sound of crashing ocean waves. Tirupati is located over 100 kilometers away from the nearest coastline. Yet the sanctum holds this bizarre acoustic anomaly that science has yet to explain. During daily rituals, the stone idol is heavily smeared with rock green camphor, known as Pachai Karpooram. It is a scientifically established fact that raw camphor is highly volatile. When applied consistently to any known stone, the chemical reaction causes the rock to develop deep fissures, crumble, and eventually split. However, the idol of Lord Balaji has endured centuries of this aggressive chemical application without bearing a single crack or scratch. As we look closer at the rituals surrounding the deity, we find mysterious woven into the very fabric of the temple's daily operations. When devotees finally reach the grand doors of the sanctum, they look straight ahead, see the magnificent Lord standing perfectly in the center of the room. But this is a divine optical illusion. The idol is actually positioned slightly to the right hand corner of the shrine. You only perceive him to be in the center due to the specific architectural alignment of the doorways. Inside the dark, quiet corners of the Garbhagriha, earthen clay lamps flicker continuously. These lamps have no known origin. Temple records, which detail the history of the temple spanning thousands of years, hold no reliable information on when these lamps were first lit or who brought them there. They have been burning perpetually for centuries, fueled by an unknown devotion, never once extinguishing. Have you ever wondered why Lord Balaji's eyes are almost entirely covered by a thick white mark known as the Namam? According to ancient texts, Lord Venkateshwara possesses a gaze immeasurable cosmic energy. If left uncovered, the raw intensity of his eyes would be too overwhelming for mortal devotees to bear. Therefore, the priests apply the heavy camphor mask, leaving only a tiny slit. It is only Thursdays, during a specific ritual, that the mask is slightly reduced, allowing devotees a brief look at his merciful eyes. Beyond the physical miracles, the temple operates on ancient unbreakable pacts forged in history and mythology. Before you even step foot into the main temple, ancient law dictates you must first visit the temple of Lord Varaha Swami, located near the temple tank. Why? When Lord Balaji descended to earth, the hills of Tirumala already belonged to Varaha Swami. Balaji requests a small piece of land to reside on. In exchange for this land, a timeless covenant was made. Lord Balaji declared that first darshan and the first naivedyam at Tirumala would always be given to Varaha Swami. To this day, the immense wealth and food prepared in Tirupati go to Varaha Swami first, honoring a lease agreement signed in the heavens. If you observe the daily rituals, you will notice priests applying a soothing sandalwood paste directly to the Lord's chin. This stems from a hidden historical event. Centuries ago, an ardent devotee named Anantalwar was digging a garden for the Lord. A small boy appeared and kept disturbing his work. In a fit of frustration, Anantalwar threw his iron crowbar at the boy, striking him on the chin. The boy vanished. Later, when Anantalwar went to the sanctum, he found the stone idol of Lord Balaji bleeding from the exact same spot on his chin. Horrified, the devotee applied sandalwood paste to stop the bleeding. That crowbar still hangs on the right side of the temple's main entrance today. And the tradition of applying sandalwood to the Lord's chin continues to heal his ancient wound. The daily offerings made to Lord Balaji, the flowers, the rich milk, the clarified butter, and the sacred basil leaves, must be of the absolute highest purity. But where do they come from? All the sacred items used in the inner sanctum are sourced from a mysterious, unnamed village located approximately 22 kilometers away from Tirupati. This village is completely sealed off from the outside world. Outsiders are strictly forbidden from entering, and only the local residents know its true location. The women of this village live by incredibly strict codes of purity to ensure the Lord's offering are never tainted by the outside world. Perhaps the most beautiful secret of all happens at the end of the day. As per ancient etiquette, the priests are not allowed to carry the used flowers garlands out of the main sanctum doors. Instead, they toss the massive discarded flower offering behind the idol, where it is behind a hidden underground water stream flows. Astonishingly, these exact discarded flowers continuously emerge from a waterfall in a place called Yerpedu, which is over 20 kilometers away from the temple. And finally, the most iconic tradition of Tirupati, the shaving of the head. Millions of devotees sacrifice their hair here. This is tied to one of the most intimate secrets of the idol itself. The hair adorning the stone statue of Lord Balaji is completely real. It is silky smooth and never tangles. Legend states that during his time on earth, the Lord lost a patch of hair on the back of his head. A Gandharva princess named Neela Devi noticed this. Without hesitation, she cut her own glorious locks and magically implanted them on the Lord's head. Deeply moved by her sacrifice, Balaji decreed that anyone who sacrificed their hair at his temple will be blessed, and their hair will be received by Neela Devi. If you look closely at the pilgrims leaving the temple, you will notice a unique phenomenon. They do not leave with requests, they leave having given away their wealth. Tirupati is the richest Hindu temple on earth, receiving millions of dollars in donations, gold, and jewels every single week. But this unprecedented accumulation of wealth is not mere act of charity. It is the fulfillment of cosmic contract. According to ancient Puranic texts, when Lord Srinivasa, another name of Balaji, took human form on earth, he fell deeply in love with a beautiful princess named Padmavati. He wished to marry her in a ceremony fit for the gods. But having renounced his celestial wealth to live in the Seshachalam hills, the Lord was penniless. To fund this grand universal wedding, Lord Balaji approached Kubera, the treasurer of the heavens. Kubera agreed to lend him a staggering amount of celestial gold, but under one strict condition. The Lord could not return to his heavenly abode, Vaikuntha, until the debt was fully repaid. Here is the untold secret of Hundi, the massive donation box at Tirumala. The loan taken by the Lord was so immense that even today, thousands of years later, the millions of rupees donated daily by devotees only cover the interest of the loan, not principal amount. When devotees drop their hard-earned money, gold, or even simple copper coins into the hundi, they believe they are personally helping their beloved Lord pay off his wedding debt. In return, it is said that Lord Balaji blesses them with wealth in their own lives, multiplying whatever they offered by tenfold. The immense wealth of Tirupati is quite literally a monument to a divine love story and a debt that will take until the end of the Kali Yuga to settle. While the history and mythology of Tirumala are staggering, the physical environment surrounding the deity defies the natural laws of our world. The very architecture of the temple seems to hide secrets in plain sight. Inside the Garbhagriha, the innermost sanctum, there is no natural sunlight. The entire room is illuminated only by the warm, golden glow of heavy earthen oil lamps surrounding the deity. Scientifically, when a solid object is placed in a confined room with multiple light sources, it casts multiple shadows against the walls. Yet, astoundingly, the magnificent idol of Lord Balaji casts no shadow. No matter how many lamps are lit or from what angle the light hits the black stone, the walls behind the Lord remain perfectly dark and untouched by his silhouette. Where exactly is the Lord standing? Ancient temple blueprints and spiritual texts claim that the idol of Balaji is not resting on the solid bedrock of the mountain. Instead, he is standing directly over a hidden subterranean river. This is not just a myth. Below the sanctum flows the sacred Viraja river. In the temple complex, there is a legendary well known as Budipotu. The water drawn from this well is used exclusively for temple rituals, and its source is believed to be the unseen Viraja. Furthermore, during the quietest hours of the night, temple priests have reported that the subtle sound of a gushing river can be felt vibrating through the stone floors beneath the deity's lotus feet. Finally, we look at the legendary temple kitchen, where the world famous Tirupati laddus and massive quantities of sacred food prasadam are prepared daily. This kitchen operates under a supernatural watch. According to legend, Lord Balaji's foster mother, Vakula Devi, oversees the preparation of his meals. To honor her, a small shrine dedicated to Vakula Devi is built into the wall of the kitchen, positioned so she can perpetually watch over the cooking. The master chefs and priests who work in this kitchen report that the holy fire in the primary hearth was lit centuries ago by an unknown divine source. It has never been extinguished. The scale of food produced here is mathematically impossible for its size, yet they never run out of food and it never spoils. It is believed that the unseen hands of Vakula Devi herself guide the cooks, ensuring her son and his millions of visiting guests are never left hungry. Is the Tirumala Venkateshwara temple simply a marvel of ancient architecture and optical illusions? Are the acoustic sounds and the sweat just geographical and chemical anomalies? Science may attempt to decode the dampness of the stone, the origin of the eternal flames, or the underground currents carrying the flowers. But for the 100,000 pilgrims who stand at his doors every single day, no scientific explanation is required. Tirupati is a place where faith bends reality. It is a place where a stone breathes, where an ancient promise to a Burr god is honored daily, and where a tiny hidden village quietly sustains the universe's richest deity. When you stand before Lord Balaji in that dark, fragrant sanctum, the mysterious cease to be puzzles begging to be solved. They become a living experience of the divine.